All right, let's talk some DCKO. First things first, I just wanted to pick this up because everybody kept talking about this DCKO event, and honestly, I'm a sucker for all the DC events that happen. Crisis on Infinite Earths, Doomsday Clock, and now DCKO, but those are just a few from off the top of my head. Now, in this video, I will be discussing about Night Fight, DCKO, main story, and then the side story with Jason Todd versus the Joker, which, by the way, can I say that is just the best matchup. Pretty obvious that it was going to happen, but just seeing it being executed is pretty great. We're going to start off with the side stories, then we'll make our focus to the main story. But for one, Joker versus Jason Todd is just a matchup that kind of needed to happen, and I feel like it's why haven't we done this sooner, unless I'm forgetting a story or something, but I just can't think about it right now at the moment of this recording. Actually, let me fact check myself, because I can tend to be wrong a lot of the times. Okay, I see they have not gone up against each other for some crazy reason, but there is an alternate universe where it's the three Jokers and Jason Todd kills the Joker, which is interesting, I guess. I don't know. Never really read the Three Jokers story. Didn't really catch my attention. Even in the Arkham Knight games, whenever they were doing the whole sub-story with Joker being a different person, or the Joker, I don't even remember. I'm gonna have to replay Arkham Knight to talk about that story, because I just feel like that one was kind of nuts. I don't know. The Joker should just be like the Joker himself, and then we should move on from that. Speaking of which, I am replaying all the Arkham games. Just finished Arkham Asylum. It's been great. I don't know what took me so long to just finish this game already. I did play this a long time ago whenever it first came out on the PS3. I just had to circle back to it, and honestly, it holds up really, really well. It's just, I don't know. Might have to make a whole video about all the Arkham games, because right now I'm on Arkham City, and then after that, it will definitely be Arkham Knight. So, just a lot of thoughts. I don't know where to put them. But back to DCKO, because I'm on side tangents out the wazoo. I'm all over the place. Yeah, the Jason Todd versus the Joker matchup, honestly, it just shocks me that we took this long to get there. And honestly, just reading the issue where they're just going up against each other and taking the different forms of themselves, whether it's past, present, or future, it's just such an interesting concept. Like, their first round against each other is just their regular forms of what they entered the tournament as, and I think that's, fitting, just because they're on the spot. They just want to get at each other's throats, especially Jason Todd with the Joker, because he hates that guy. And I gotta say, I'm really surprised that they gave the first round to the Joker, because I just thought Jason Todd would have had him in the bag. He would have easily just killed him right there. But no, it looks like Joker is definitely a much more formidable opponent than I give him credit for. Honestly, it just surprised me. I just didn't think the Joker would win, especially not in the first round, but it just caught me off guard. It was a great fight. Definitely not as good as the other two coming up. Round two, it takes place during the actual issue where Jason Todd dies as, Robin, and then the Joker takes his form that he was during that time period, and he's just kind of being a dick about it the entire fight, and he's just rubbing salt in the wound. The inner monologue of Jason Todd that we get while they're fighting, it just gives us a lot of insight of what he can do during this fight and why he's doing it. Like, we have a lot of Jason Todd stories, but I feel like this one's just on a so much more personal level, and what this means to him. So with round two, they go at it at each other. Man, the fight is amazing. I love the paneling. It's so fluid. It all goes together so well. But anyways, in this second round, they're going at each other. Now, while they're fighting, they still have that bomb from that issue whenever he did die, which adds this layer of, anxiety, whether they're going to kill each other or kill one another before that bomb goes off. It adds a nice layer of tension. Spoiler alert, I guess. Jason Todd wins. He wins that round. He beats the Joker's ass and he dies, which I think is great. And also the panel where he's holding the Joker, how Batman found him whenever he died in that warehouse, I think is just, it's a nice touch. It's chef's kiss. Honestly, I don't think that round could have ended any better. It was just so good. Then we'll get the third round where we get an older Jason Todd. That's the form he decides to take in that final round against the Joker. And the Joker, I don't remember what form he was. Let me double check. That's right. The Joker in the final round decides to put on the original Red Hood outfit that he wore. I think was a really nice touch to kind of mess with Jason Todd's mind a little bit. That's just a little fuckery that he likes to pull. This is the last time they're being resurrected. This is their final round together. To just kind of summarize, because I've been talking about this side story a little longer, Jason Todd wins by recreating the scene where he beats the Joker with the crowbar, which he got his get back. That's all that matters, that's all that matters. He deserved that win. So he won 2 out of the 3 rounds, which is just peak. And that's where I left off. I haven't picked up the second issue. If there is a second issue, I'll have to double check, which I'm pretty sure there is. Then that leads us to DCKO Night Fight, which I'm really excited to talk about. This is another side story in the DCKO story that they got going on. Batman was in the main story for a little bit until he literally got killed off in the first like 10 seconds of the tournament. He didn't even last. It was so fucking funny though, I'm not gonna lie. Just seeing him die, I was like, that's it? This dude's not even gonna be in the tournament? It just caught me off guard, but it was funny. So yeah, he dies. He was wearing Apocalypse Boom armor, which I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what it is. He survived because he's Batman. All right, that's all I got. He ends up a couple different rounds that he has to go versus different versions of Batman. And plot twist, these versions of Batman are all Robins, or Robins that became Batman in alternate universes or alternate timelines. So we have Dick Grayson, which great batsuit, by the way. I really love that batsuit. We got Red Hood. His costume is probably the second best. I just have a thing for Dick Grayson. You know, I love my dick. All right. And then we got Tim Drake. He's a really good Batman, more of like a detective side, which basically in his alternate timeline or universe, his crime rate is at a 0, which I think is really nice. It sets him apart really, really nicely from everybody else in the group. Finally, we got Damian. I haven't read issue 4, which I think at the time of this recording is already out, but I saw a preview of it, so I'm excited to read that one. His design is just kind of alright, don't really like it too much, but I do think it's pretty cool that he has a sword with him in the bat suit, so I gotta give him props there. It's pretty cool. It's just not my favorite design. It's just not my favorite. But overall, these stories are essentially just to reassure Bruce that even when he's gone, eventually the Batman mantle will be taken up by either if it's one of his kids. They all have a way of taking care of the world as Batman. He himself says that he's an old Batman. He doesn't do things as good as he wants them to be, and he sees the flaws in his own character as Batman, and he sees the better parts of him in each one of his kids, which is really bittersweet when you really think about it. But Bruce is just a normal guy. He can't be a Batman forever. Somebody's gonna step up to the role, because that's how powerful the symbol of Batman is. That's just how important he is. But yeah, I can't wait to read issue 4 of DCKO Night Fight. I'm really excited. I don't know what Damian's going to bring to the table. If you don't read DCKO, like the main story at all, at least pick up the side story of DCKO Night Fight. It really is just worth the read. We love the Bat family. Let's just be honest. They're like the number one thing in the DC universe. Come on. Man, I've spent quite a bit of time talking about the side stories, and I haven't even gone to the main story just yet. Now, growing up, I wasn't really the biggest Superman fan, but I did have the shirts because Superman is the number one superhero of all time. Let's just put it at that. And the main story of DCKO focuses on Clark Lee. Apocalypse comes back as this all being God, and essentially, to make a long story short, they all have to enter this tournament to get into the heart of Apocalypse to gain the power to be just as strong as Apocalypse, to be able to finally take him out. Everybody already knows they're gonna get their shit rocked unless it's Clark. Clark has to be the one to take it. Apart from that, I do want to talk about the other characters. With them having to enter the tournament, they were like, all right, this is a good idea. Let's do this. This should be a good idea. Let's lock up all our villains, put them in the Phantom Zone. They won't come in and interrupt the tournament. It will just be between us, the superheroes, and one of us will get it. I don't even, like, Superman's like, I don't even have to be the one to win. It could be one of you guys. It could be Green Arrow, for what I care, you know? At least it's between us soups and not a villain. I really do just appreciate Clark's character in his story a lot, because he's like, this motherfucker's on go mode. He is on go mode. He's got the power of like the exploding suns on his hands. That's pretty fucking badass, dude. That's so cool. Lex Luthor and the rest of the villains break out of the Phantom Zone and enter the tournament, and then all hell breaks loose. It's nuts. It's actually so nuts. First of all, we have the smartest man in the world, Lex Luthor, entering the tournament, which is just a dangerous thing, because if he were to acquire that power somehow, he would just be a menace. He would be a fucking menace. And secondly, we have a wild card like the Joker in there, and he's just unpredictable. Anything can happen. In the latest issue, they did 2v2s, part of the tournament where you do the 2v2s. You can choose somebody and resurrect them to fight with you in this portion of the tournament, even if they've already been eliminated. This dude Lex chooses Supergirl, and obviously Supergirl's like, why the fuck am I gonna work with you? I don't like work. I'm a Kryptonian. You're my op. Like, let's be so fucking for real. And this dude Lex, this motherfucker had red kryptonite on him, made her rage, and she beat the fuck out of the people they were fighting. I don't even remember who they were fighting. I think it might have been Green Arrow, maybe, or I don't know. I don't even remember. That's just so sad. She said no, and then you were like, all Alright, well, I mean, I didn't really ask you nicely. I'm gonna make you do it anyway. But the most aura and hyped moment in this comic so far is gonna be Shazam and Superman fusion, bro, with the Patara earrings. Let's fucking go. Okay, they didn't actually fuse with the Patara earrings. I'm just joking, but I feel like that design of them having the earrings is just kind of like an Easter egg for like just big nerds and be like, yeah, you know, we did that. You get to see everybody choose who their teammates were for this next portion of the KO event. Superman, he got to choose last, and honestly, we let Superman choose last. Okay, cool, I understand. But tell me why he gets to choose last and not one single person before him chooses Shazam. He got to choose Shazam. Like, make it make sense. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, Shazam, I get it. He's a kid. He's a little immature. Sure, he can make stupid decisions, but he's still Shazam. He's really fucking overpowered, dude. In the middle of that round, Superman and Shazam are going up against Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and then they're, like, kind of getting their ass whooped, and then Superman's just like, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I chose you for a reason. Use your power with me because you already did with your family before. Let me just abuse that power real quick so I can defeat these guys and we can move on. Shazam. And then Superman gets hit by the lightning bolt from Shazam, and then he practically becomes a super Shazam? Is that the name? Shazam Man? I don't know. Super Shazam. And then they practically fuse. That's where you get the design from. And honestly, it's just a really clean panel. It's super cool. Such a hype moment, and he speed blitzes both Green Lanterns, and I think it's just so satisfying. It was so good. Actually, like I said, comics right now have just been banging out, bro. It's just been a lot of fun to read. Again, I just wanted to yap about DCKO in general. I didn't really have any clear points that I wanted to cover or anything like that. I've just been having a really good time reading it. It's been a great event, and I can't wait for more in the future. But yeah, that's just kind of the main thoughts today. I know it's just kind of a rambling mess, but I'll let you guys know if I have anything else coming up. Just stay tuned and give me a little bit of time. I appreciate you guys listening and hearing me out and just yapping.